So I am back in my childhood home, Boulder, Colorado. You can see the lovely mountains right there behind me. I am actually just about a couple blocks away from the house that I grew up in, but wanted to take some time out to show you guys some of the tech that I have been playing with now that I have recovered from the awful bout of the flu that has been keeping me bedridden for most of the week. Still not 100%, but at the very least I am vertical. Anyhow, so this is a question that's come up on a lot of the poi groups on Facebook in the past few months as to whether it is possible to do Zan's diamond one-handed, which, as you can see, yes it is. Is it easy? No. But the good news is that there's a method that I've been using to teach people at the fire festivals now for a couple years. Kind of an easy way of breaking down Zan's diamond that turns out to work perfectly in this circumstance. So we'll go ahead and apply it, and it will work out beautifully for everybody involved. And the key to it is to think of Zan's diamond, instead of being a diamond, as being built out of two different triangles, right? So you can think of it as having a triangle up top that has a line that divides it down the middle, as well as there being a triangle on bottom that has a line that divides it down the middle, right? I apologize. My throat is still not in great shape. So the way you go about doing this with single hand poi, that is with two poi in the same hand, is if you haven't already, go ahead and check out the tutorial I did on how to do the one-handed Mercedes. That is triquetra versus extension with a single hand, because it is very important for getting this down, even though the triquetra is going to feel a little bit different overall. What you're going to want to be able to do is you're going to want to be able to perform a triquetra pointing up that has a line dividing it down the middle, right? So you should be able to do left, right, up, and be able to go straight back into this linear extension kind of one-handed butterfly place, right? Again, you want to be able to go up, left, right, up, and come back into that together time butterfly. Whew! I totally stripped off all the calluses between my pinky and my ring finger yesterday learning how to do this move. So like demoing it now is totally agony, but I'm doing my best. Yeah, so left, right, up. You should be able to go straight back to that butterfly. Left, right, up, back to the butterfly. Left, right, up, back to the butterfly, yeah? Cool. So if that feels like relatively comfortable, the next step that you're going to want to do is try and get a triquetra pointed down, which means that you're going to want to do right, left, and down back to this. Again, that's right, left, and down. A couple ways that you can get there. Number one, some of us have played around a little bit with this kind of like, with this cap, which is kind of like the bottom of a four-pointed pattern, where you're bouncing your hand back and forth like this from your right side to your left side, in which case you could try giving it just a little bit more oomph as it's going to the right side, and try and see if you can get it all the way back around to down. The risk, of course, in doing that is that your thumb side poi, that is my white one here, is going to lose a little bit of momentum in the process. I personally find it a little bit easier to try doing it from the straight up and down like this, and just say, reach to the right, and then immediately drag it to your left. Now, the downside of that approach is that it's almost inevitable that the first few times that you try it, the poi are going to collide. How do you avoid that? Well, this is another one of those cases where the lesson from learning the one-handed Mercedes comes in real handy. That is remembering the placement of the poi in relation to your body. So as I'm performing this little one-handed butterfly right here, of course, it's one of those situations where the white poi, that is my thumb end poi, is slightly closer to my body when on top than the green poi is. And on bottom, of course, it's the reverse. So when you're performing that bottom-facing triquetra, you likewise want to make sure that as that white poi, that is the thumb end poi, is going across the top, it's going to wind up being closer to you by the time it reaches that left edge, so that it falls down on the inside rather than the outside. And that will keep the two from running into each other. The challenge, of course, being how do you keep that that thumb side poi from going slack as it's going across the top. And that is just, quite frankly, practice. But if you can get to that point where you can reliably aim that white / thumb end poi closer to your body by the time you get to that left side and thus avoid that collision, then you've done almost all the work there is to it. It's just a matter of getting it back down to the bottom without a collision and bringing them back into this together time linear extension, right? Now, you'll note the thing that the downward pointing triquetra and the upward pointing triquetra have in common is this linear extension, and that's totally deliberate. Because now, since those two triquetras have this in common, what we can do is say, okay, I'm going to do top side triquetra, straight line. Bottom side triquetra, straight line. Top side triquetra, straight line. Bottom side triquetra, straight line. Top side, straight line. Bottom side, straight line. Top side, straight line. Bottom side, straight line. One thing you're going to notice as you're switching back and forth between these is that the placement of that thumb end poi is going to have to change quite a bit, top side versus bottom side. This is the way I've been thinking of it. So I've been thinking of it as like having my thumb pointed. Of course, it's always going to be pointed up, but I can either point it diagonally back towards myself or diagonally out towards the audience like that. And when you're doing that bottom triquetra, the thumb is pointed slightly back at you in order to make sure that that thumb and poi winds up closer to you. Whereas when you're on the top side, you want to point it further away from you so that that thumb and poi winds up further away from you than the green poi does. Yeah? And thus, you can think of it as thumb at you, thumb away from you. Thumb at you, thumb away from you. And be able to complete the pattern as such. And of course, you could bring another poi into this. Maybe it's also performing Xanten's diamond. Maybe it's performing a 4-petal anti-spin flower. So you could turn it, the whole thing, into a really complicated anti-brid. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I did at least want to show you guys how to get that far. So, thank y'all for watching, and I hope you all have a happy new year, and I will see you in 2014. Peace. Hi, thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. Doing so will help other people find my content, and it lets me know that I'm creating videos that are worth seeing. Also, check out my website at drexfactor.com. There, you can purchase sets of poi like the ones I use in my videos, and get access to a great range of written inspirational content, plus which you can subscribe to my videos there in the form of a podcast. Finally, if you go to flowtoys.com, you can enter in my special promo code and get a small discount on your order. Doing these things helps support me in my flow journey, and it means that I can make more videos for you guys. So, thank you in advance for your support.